the large multinational pharmaceutical companies, many of whom are based in Europe, of course, a place where the death penalty barely exists anymore, simply do not want their names associated with the death penalty. They produce these drugs, these sedatives and these painkillers, to save lives, not to take lives away. And so the idea that those drugs would be associated with the death penalty in America is something that's clearly commercially and morally difficult for them.
Right, and what is morally difficult for many people, I suppose, with these other lethal injection drugs that you mentioned from compounding pharmacies is that they don't know that they do the job as efficiently as they should. That presumably is the point.
They should. These pharmacies exist to tweak drugs. If you need a drug but you're allergic to an aspect of it, they'll tweak it so that it's suitable for you. They're tweaking these larger, well-known drugs, and there is just enough of a track record of impurities and difficulties with these compounding pharmacies to raise enough doubt in the minds of the lawyers representing some of these people on death row about whether or not this will constitute cruel and unusual punishment. And if that is the case, and there was a recent case in Florida where an inmate took 14 minutes to die with a 3-drug cocktail, then the courts will sometimes say, well, we can't do that.
OK, briefly then, why don't they just say, OK, lethal injection not working well, let's go back to tried and tested. The electric chair, for example, can they still use that?
There are some of these earlier methods still on the books as options in certain states. In Utah, for example, you can opt to face the firing squad. But I think there's a general consensus that, we've been through all these other methods. Those were things that we did in the past. We've come to this, if you like, clinical form of killing, but now that clinical form of killing itself is seen as deeply problematic.